Hello! To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 172, The Whisper of Moonlight Blooms. Lila, a botanist with a thirst for the undiscovered, had spent years combing forgotten corners of the world. Her latest quest led her deep into the rainforests of Laos, where whispers of a mythical flower, the Moonlight Bloom, danced on the lips of local villagers. These weren't ordinary whispers. They spoke of a flower that bloomed only under the light of a full moon, emitting an otherworldly glow and possessing unimaginable properties. Some claimed it held the power to heal. Others whispered of visions and forgotten secrets whispered on the night breeze. Lila scoffed at the fantastical stories at first, but as she delved deeper into the emerald embrace of the rainforest, the whispers seemed to solidify. Old, gnarled trees, their bark etched with cryptic symbols, stood guard over hidden paths. Strange, chirping insects, unlike any she'd encountered, filled the air with an unfamiliar melody. One day her guide, a weathered tracker named Aloe, stopped abruptly. He pointed to a faint path barely discernible from the riot of undergrowth. "The Trail of Whispers," he said simply, his voice laced with reverence. The path led them through a labyrinth network of ancient ruins, their moss-covered stones hinting at a forgotten civilization. As twilight approached, Aloe halted again. "Tonight," he said, his eyes gleaming with a strange excitement, "we see the Moonlight Bloom." Nightfall descended like a velvet cloak, with only the flicker of fireflies for light. They ventured deeper. The air buzzed with an electric anticipation. As the moon, a luminous pearl in the inky sky, crested the tree line, Aloe gasped. Lila followed his gaze. Nestled amongst the roots of a colossal banyan tree, bathed in the moon's ethereal glow, bloomed a single flower. Its petals, the colour of moonlight itself, shimmered with an otherworldly light. Wispy tendrils of silver danced around it, and a faint hypnotic melody seemed to emanate from its very core. Awestruck, Lila stepped closer. The air around the flower crackled with energy, and a strange warmth enveloped her. As she reached out, the tendrils swirled around her wrist, not in a constricting grip, but in a gentle caress. Suddenly a kaleidoscope of images flooded her mind. She saw lost cities bathed in moonlight, forgotten rituals performed under a sky ablaze with stars. She felt the wisdom of ages, secrets whispered in forgotten tongues. The visions faded as abruptly as they had begun. Lila blinked, tears stinging her eyes. The flower remained, its glow dimmed slightly. It was as if it had shared a part of its essence with her. Aloe knelt before the flower, murmuring a prayer in his native tongue. He then carefully plucked a single petal, placing it reverently in a small pouch. "For good fortune," he explained, his eyes shining with a newfound respect. Leaving the Moonlight Bloom in its moonlit sanctuary, they retraced their steps, the melody of the flower humming in Lila's memory. She knew with a certainty that defied logic that this wasn't just a flower. It was a bridge to a forgotten past, a promise of secrets waiting to be unravelled. Back in her lab, the single petal remained, a beacon of mystery. Lila, forever changed by her encounter, pored over ancient texts and scrolls, driven by an insatiable curiosity. Weeks turned into months, her frustration mounting. Nothing she found explained the flower's origin or its properties. One evening, as the full moon cast a silvery glow through her window, a realization struck her. The visions! Recalling them with renewed focus, she noticed a recurring symbol etched on the temples in her mind's eye. Days later, buried deep within the dusty archive, she found a match. The emblem of the Ethelred dynasty, a forgotten civilization said to possess advanced knowledge of botany and medicine. Hope surged through her. Could the ruins she'd found in the rainforest be remnants of this lost empire? If so, maybe the answer to the Moonlight Bloom's secrets lay hidden there. With newfound purpose, Lila contacted Arlo. Together they embarked on a new expedition, this time armed with a map she meticulously pieced together from her research. The journey was arduous. They battled treacherous terrain, monsoon rains, and even hostile wildlife, but their determination never wavered. Finally, after weeks of relentless pursuit, they emerged from the dense foliage into a breathtaking clearing. There, nestled in a valley untouched by time, lay an entire city, the lost capital of the Ethelred dynasty. Temples carved from moonstone shimmered in the moonlight, while intricate gardens bloomed with a variety of otherworldly flora, their colours as vibrant as they were unfamiliar. Arlo, overwhelmed by the sight, fell to his knees in reverence. Lila, however, felt a surge of excitement course through her. This was it. This was the key to unlocking the secrets of the Moonlight Bloom. Days were spent exploring the ruins, deciphering cryptic murals and weathered inscriptions. Nights were dedicated to meticulously cataloguing the strange flora, collecting samples and meticulously documenting their properties. The melody of the Moonlight Bloom still lingered in her mind, a constant reminder of the flower's power. One evening, as they camped by a cascading waterfall, Arlo noticed a familiar symbol etched on a moss-covered rock. Intrigued, he traced the outline with his finger. Suddenly, a section of the rock wall pivoted inwards, revealing a hidden passage. Lila's heart hammered with anticipation. Could this be the key to the city's secrets? With bated breath, they ventured into the passage. The air grew cool and damp, carrying the faint scent of forgotten incense. The tunnel snaked downwards deeper into the heart of the city. After what felt like an eternity, they emerged into a vast, cavernous chamber. The sight that greeted them was awe-inspiring. Towering shelves lined the walls, brimming with scrolls and artifacts made from materials unknown to modern science. In the centre of the chamber, a shimmering pool of water reflected the moonbeams filtering through a crack in the ceiling. And beside the pool, bathed in an ethereal glow, bloomed a single, perfect moonlight bloom. Lila approached it cautiously, the memory of her previous encounter flooding back. This time, however, the tendrils didn't reach for her. Instead, the flower pulsed with a soft, inviting light. As she knelt beside it, a wave of information flooded her mind. She saw the Ethelreds cultivating the Moonlight Bloom, using its light to heal the sick and injured. She learned of their advanced understanding of plant genetics, their ability to manipulate nature in ways that seemed like magic to modern eyes. And most importantly, she understood the true purpose of the flower. It was a conduit, a bridge between the physical world and the realm of dreams. Lila emerged from the vision shaken but exhilarated. The Moonlight Bloom wasn't just a beautiful flower, it was a gateway to a forgotten world of knowledge. With this newfound understanding, she knew what she had to do. She spent the next weeks meticulously documenting everything she had learned, sketching the flora, copying the inscriptions, and recording the visions in her notebooks. Finally, with a heavy heart, she knew it was time to leave. The secrets of the Ethelred dynasty were safe with her now. Back in her lab, surrounded by her research, Lila began the painstaking task of deciphering the Ethelred knowledge. It would be a long and arduous journey, but she was no longer alone. The melody of the Moonlight Bloom still echoed in her mind, a constant reminder of the wonders she had witnessed and the responsibility that now rested on her shoulders. The world might not be ready for the secrets of the Ethelreds, but Lila was determined to unlock them, one step at a time. The Moonlight Bloom wasn't just a flower, it was a promise, a whisper of a forgotten past with the potential to change the future. Vocabulary notes. Emerald embrace of the rainforest. A beautiful and descriptive way to talk about the lush green environment of the rainforest. Embrace suggests the rainforest is surrounding and enveloping Lila. Labyrinth network. This refers to a complex and confusing series of paths like a maze. Ethereal glow. This describes a soft, otherworldly light coming from the Moonlight Bloom. Ethereal suggests something delicate and beautiful, not of this world. Kaleidoscope of images. This describes a rapid succession of many different and colourful images. Insatiable curiosity. This refers to a very strong and never-ending desire to learn and know more. Treacherous terrain. This describes dangerous and difficult land to travel across. Monsoon rains. These are heavy and prolonged rains that occur in a particular season. Intricate gardens. This describes gardens with a complex and detailed designs. Bated breath. This means to hold one's breath in anticipation or fear. Cavernous chamber. This refers to a very large and hollow space underground. Shimmering pool. This describes a pool of water that reflects light and appears to sparkle. Ethereal glow. Used again here to describe the light coming from the second Moonlight Bloom. Conduits. These are channels or passages through which something can flow. Here the Moonlight Bloom is a channel for information and knowledge. Exhilarated. This means feeling very happy and excited. Painstaking task. This refers to a job that requires a lot of care, effort and time. Deciphering. This means to understand the meaning of something difficult or cryptic, like ancient text. Shoulders. Used metaphorically here to represent the responsibility that Lila now has to protect the secrets of the Ethelreds. Story written by Google Bard AI. Image created by Google Image FX AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.